على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم. قل رب زدني علما. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ويسألونك عن المحيض قل هو أذى فاعتزلوا النساء في المحيض ولا تقربوهن حتى يطهرن فإذا تطهرن فأتوهن من حيث أمركم الله إن الله يحب التوابين ويحب المتطهرين. نساؤكم حرث لكم فأتوا حرثكم أن شئتم وقدموا لأنفسكم واتقوا الله واعلموا أنكم ملاقوه وبشر المؤمنين. صدق الله مولانا العظيم. So, as we mentioned many times previously, the continuation of the narrative of the detailed description of what is righteous action and what is unrighteous action. And so here, again, we've mentioned many times also that the yas'alunaka, they ask you. So again, a question from the Sahaba and the reply from Rabbul Izzah Jalla Jalaluhu. So they ask about mahid, about the menstrual cycle. So what are they asking about? Are they asking about what is its reality, or is there some injunctions and rules and regulations that are connected to that? And this is more what is actually inferred here. So say to them, قُلْ هُوَ أَذًى, it is an impurity. فَأَعْتَزِلُوا النِّسَاء, so remain aloof and abstain from your women folk when they're in the state of menses. Meaning what? Meaning the intimate relationships of husband and wife. It doesn't mean what the people of Jahiliyyah had also had been perpetrating, and that is when the woman would go into the menstrual cycle, they would have them, remove themselves altogether. Even the Jewish community also had very stringent actions or customs that they used to do. And so the people of the Arabs of Jahiliyyah also. And it was a very horrific ordeal for the poor women, that it is a menstrual cycle. It is the hukm of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the purification, of the women and the rejuvenation of the reproductive cycle. It's part of the biology and the wisdom and also the beautiful nidam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even though it appears to be it is an impurity, that blood is an impure substance. However, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It doesn't detract from the women. It doesn't require such stringent and such, unhuman behavior and treatment. So simply, the injunction is do not have intimate relations with your wife at that particular junction in time. However, it doesn't mean even that you have to abstain from being together, sleeping together, and perhaps expressing affection for one another. But the act of intercourse itself is prohibited in that state. Also, فَاعْتَزِلُوا النِّسَاءَ فِي الْمَحِيضِ, so remain aloof from them in this respect in the state of mahid. However, as we mentioned, it has nothing to do and is not inferring, and it is not suggesting that this barbaric sort of treatment that they used to met out to women during the time of the menses. وَلَا تَقْرَبُونَ حَتَّى يَطْهُرْنَ, and do not approach them or get near to them, in other words, with that special relationship in the state of menses until they become pure from that state. فَإِذَا تَطَهَّرْنَ, and so once they have actually become pure and they purify themselves further with performing the fard ghusl, or the obligatory bathing which is necessary to cleanse from that particular state, then you may approach them. فَأْتُوهُنَّ مِنْ حَيْثُ أَمَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ, then you approach them from where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered you. And since we live in a time when there is a lot of sexual perversion, so these perversive and these very animalistic, and not even animalistic, satanic type of relationships that now have become prevalent, this is totally forbidden in Islam. So you are to approach them from the place where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered. And which is the place? As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions later on, Nisa'ukum harthun lakum. Your women are your tillage. So they are the land, the simile is that the women are the land of tillage and you are the cultivators. So from that place where the cultivation will produce, and obviously that is from the female organ, from where reproduction takes place, not from any other place, and I don't think we have to be more explicit in that. So other than that, it is totally forbidden to approach women from that angle. However, Nisa'ukum harthum, and there Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and very important also, Inna Allah yuhibbut tawabin wa yuhibbul mutatahirin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves those who are oft repenting and who are continuously seeking purity. So what does that infer? That infers that if anyone has actually fallen into such pitfall and such relegation, then there is the door of Tawbah is always open, and so it should be performed immediately. So if someone fell into that act, purposely or unpurposely, whether it is, because of course the men and women have a mutual attraction. So even in the state of menses, sometimes slips do happen. If that happens, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, inferring that return to Him in Tawbah immediately, and istighfar and Tawbah, and repent from that and do not approach it another time. And then, Nisa'ukum harthun lakum fa'tu harthukum anna shi'tum, as we mentioned, that your women are like your tillage, so approach them as you like, but in the way in which there is an expectation of production of progeny. So any position which anyone would like to utilize in that, from front or from side, from the back, whatever. Actually, there was a saying of the Yahud of Medina. They used to tell the Arabs that anyone who approaches his womenfolk from behind, but even from the place of production, then the children will come out ahwal. Ahwal meaning their eyes will be crossed, or they're squinting, or they'll have a defect in their eyes. So the reply of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that this is not so. As far as any position you would like to adopt, that's fine. However, the place of meeting should be the place of reproduction and not any other place. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also telling us, وَقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُمْ, and be grateful for this, for these instruction. Be grateful for this, all these ni'mats, and the ni'mat of zawaj, and the ni'mat of all that goes along with it. And it also infers that sexual relations are not simply for satisfying desires. They are basically, that's a fringe benefit, but actually the main objective is the production of progeny. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that marry and reproduce, and I will be going to be showing my my appreciation for the huge number of my ummah on the Day of Judgment. And so that is the main objective. And therefore, so send forth to yourselves good actions, in gratitude of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all the ni'mat that He has granted. Wattaqullah wa'lamu, and fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, adapt taqwa, and know annakum mulaqu, and you are very soon to meet Him. Wa bashiril mu'mineen, so give glad tidings to the people of Iman who act according to it. Ameen thumma ameen, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among them. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.